Alright guys, what's up? So, update on the Ram. Sorry I haven't updated y'all, before now. I've owned it for a few weeks. Took it to my local shop, get some, it's not the local shop I'd normally use, and now it's one that was closer to my house than I normally use. The one you normally use is like 25 minutes away. They're excellent. But anyway, use this closer one, because before I started running it every day, I wanted to, have check everything out and plug it up to the computer and check the brakes and all this stuff. Radiator didn't need a flush, did power steering flush need to be done, change the oil, change the transmission fluid, and they ended up putting some rotors on it, brakes. I had them service the diff, as well as a bunch of, some of those maintenance things, like I said. Radiator didn't need changing, and so they did 2 new rotors, new brake pads all around, which the other day I learned how to do that myself, so I hope to do that in the future. But anyway, this first time I had it, I just wanted to get a professional set of eyes on the truck before I start, run it every day. So I got that done, all that stuff, $800 worth of work, and then for some reason, when I come to a stop sometimes and wait about 5 or 10 seconds, if there's cars coming, you're sitting at a stop sign, and it'll just stall. It'll just shut off. And it never done that until I brought it to the shop. And we're reading a lot of stuff online. Even went back to the shop today. He hooked it up to his fancy computer, and we did a bunch of stuff. I did get it to shut off on him. He is having a hard time getting it to shut off. It's been there for like a week. Been real busy, so he can't get right to it. So it's been a while. But anyway, today I called him. I said, "Hey man, it's still not fixed." As he reset the throttle in the computer yesterday, and where it learns the throttle positioning thing. I also cleaned the throttle body. I put a new battery, new alternator on it. Anyway, so I called him. I said, it's not fixed, and he said, "Just come right now. I'm gonna plug up the computer and I'll ride with you in person in the truck." So, great guy, awesome guy. But anyway, we still haven't figured that out. And then when I got home, sorry, customers pulling by. Hopefully they don't stop and try to talk to me. When I got home, I pulled the dipstick, and the transmission fluid is a little low. It's clean and everything, they serviced it, but it's a little low. And I was reading online, and that could be one of the causes. So even though we've done all this in-depth stuff, it might be that transmission fluid is just a little low. So I had my wife pick up one today when she was down in town, and I'm going to put that in, and I hope that fixes it. So I'll update y'all on that. But that's kind of update on the truck. So no real major issues, I don't think, but we're still, just trying to get a couple of these little kinks worked out, and hopefully I'll be driving it real soon. So I gotta get back to work before it gets dark on me. This program is sponsored by Apple, but not the computer kind of Apple. This is like a Apple. Alright guys, it was 2 quarts low in transmission fluid. It holds a lot of quarts, and after you drive it, it settles down in. You have to recheck it and do that. So that did fix the problem. It is not stalled since I added that transmission fluid. So I think so there's really no problem with it. It was just a tad low after they serviced it. And like I said, that's not their fault, because they got to let it settle in and then they can check again. I think I got a fuel sensor thing, and then a little sensor. I got to get that fixed. And then I got the tire sensors are gone dead, which is common to most vehicles, and that makes the traction control light come on. So other than that, great truck.